Now that's better. This is your president, Ms. Entertainment, and welcome to the Power Hour. We getting ready to kick this thing off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Oh, I ain't ready. What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Ms. Entertainment, president of the Real Ass People Society. So welcome to the Power Hour. So we're live every Saturday in, it's like, ooh. Shame. Okay, we're live every Saturday at noon on TuneIn Entertainment Radio, where we play the best hits from old school to new school, R&B, hip hop, and more. So go to TuneInentradio.com, click on the Listen Live button, or you can watch us streaming live on YouTube, TuneIn ENT, or you can tune in on TuneIn or Live 365. And if you don't catch us live, you can always catch the replays on TuneInentradio.com or on all your major podcast apps. So, of course, I'm not in the place alone. Let me introduce my Chief Entertainment Officer, DJ Talented.
What's going on, world? What's going on? You know, my famous saying is it's better to be above it than under it. You dig?
You dig? And first time in the studio with us live, Miss Kym Alika. Hey, y'all.
Hello.
All right. How was your week? So you always start off that. How was the week?
How was my week?
Yes.
Honestly, it's been a pretty good week. We had a new moon this week. I feel like I've set my intentions. I have high hopes for what's coming in the next 2 weeks, so I can't complain.
Okay. So what does that mean by new moon?
So with the new moon, you always want to set your intentions for what you're looking to gain in the next 2 weeks. The energy, if you align with it, it just makes things flow to you a lot easier. So what I like to do is write 1 to 5 goals that I want to see happen within the next 2 weeks. And honestly, one of them manifested with the last new moon when we were talking about the show, and I reached out to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hit me up 2 weeks after that new moon.
Oh, wow.
You did. You did.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm not going to miss this next new moon coming on. I was waiting patiently. I was ready. I had my intentions. I was ready to go.
So this new moon, I need to set my goals, and
you might be able to catch it. Like 3 days? It was on the 11th. It was actually January the 11th. So 111. It was a 111 portal. 111 represents new beginnings.
Oh.
So and it was also a Capricorn moon. So Capricorn is about work.
Okay.
And basically manifesting things that are aligned with work and setting organization and structure in your work.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So I've been doing that because, we decided on just to go ahead on and do again or bring back again the hit stage play Struggle of a Father's Love. So we found a theater and we're getting ready to roll. And then work, trying to do some difference.
So your mind was there. Your mind was in the right place.
Yes, it was that. Well, I you know what? I know that it's time for change because you can't keep doing the same thing and expecting different results.
Right. If
so
it's not working, you gotta switch it up.
It's time for change. It is definitely time for change, and it's time to really do what you say you're gonna do because you get life. What life happens, I know, but life is life. So you still have to I guess, move forward with yourself,
right,
and work through the life.
The universe will challenge you. It's like you asked for this. How bad do you want it?
Right.
Prove it.
Right. Exactly. What about you, DJ Talented?
My week was uneventful. Been a little bit under the weather, and that's crazy because I'm normally on the go get stuff done or try to get stuff done, work nights and come home and try to do the business stuff. But that I was under the weather, so I wasn't doing anything. I got that. I got the sea moss. I
The
got
sea moss failed you?
the Shilajit. I got all that.
You might got the wrong plug.
Well, we gonna have to find out who your plug is then.
I am the plug.
Oh,
All
she
right.
say okay.
Okay.
Well, we definitely got to talk about that. So, because I personally, the sea moss, it doesn't have a taste, but that texture, just like.
What do you do the fruit infused, or you do the regular?
Mr. Sea Moss man.
I think it's the regular.
The regular.
Yeah.
That might be why the regular is kind of cringe. I like using the regular on my hair. I like using it on my face, like a face mask. It helps to reduce wrinkles, fine lines. It's also very nourishing for the skin. For your hair, it moisturizes the scalp. It helps to promote growth. So I enjoy using the regular for skincare purposes, hair care purposes. I like the fruit infused to take on the daily. For me, when I infuse mine, the taste is great. Like it, I know texture for some people is pretty hard, but even with that, like you can throw it in a smoothie, you won't taste it at all.
It's not the taste. It don't taste like anything. I think it's like the texture. Because it's like, I guess because it don't taste like anything. It's like, because it's not like it's a nasty taste. It's just like nothing. But it's something in your mouth.
Yeah. Is it like, is it thick when you take it? Or
Yeah.
Is it gel like?
That's like gel.
Once you clean it and everything and blend it, I just don't normally put any type of flavoring, anything to it. So it's just basic.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's what we missing. We need to throw some flavoring in there.
Yeah, throw you some strawberries in there with a little agave. You'll be all right.
Okay.
All right.
Will do.
Definitely. Well, my week, it was just another week, but focusing. So refocusing and trying to get things done that kind of like the carryover from last year that I didn't get done, but I was like, I'm determined to get it done this year plus more.
You sound determined. I'm rooting for you.
Yes. I have sent a class this morning already, taking grant writing. So I need to get it together because I need this funding so we can start coming out my pocket. Start coming out my pocket on this stuff. I need help.
That's good to know. That's good to know.
So yes. All right. Well, let's get on into it. Before we get into it, happy early MLK Day. Monday is MLK Day, so definitely today with our rights. So let's have a conversation with Miss Kym Alika. So you're from Alabama. Oh, did I get that? Or you was close?
I'm close to Alabama. I'm from Georgia, actually.
Oh, that's what it was. It was somebody. Okay.
Small town in Georgia.
Where are you from?
I'm from LaGrange.
Oh, yeah, that is small.
The trenches.
But it's still not far from Atlanta, though.
It's not too far. It's driving distance.
Yes.
About an hour.
Yeah.
Give or take.
So what brought you to Atlanta, the Atlanta area?
That has actually been something that has been on my goals list for quite a few years. I don't even really know how it happened. It wasn't really planned. I think with all of the inflation, it was like, well, rent costs this much in LaGrange, costs about the same in Atlanta. I might as well just go to Atlanta. So I left.
Really? I didn't think it would be that expensive.
LaGrange is getting expensive for no reason. For no reason at all.
Wow.
Yes. So it's like, if I'm gonna pay it here, I might as well pay it there
and get more.
Right, more opportunities,
right,
more people, new people, and so far it's been a great decision. It's brought me out of my shell. I've been networking more. I've been around more opportunities, so I don't regret it at all.
Okay, so how long have you been in the music, and what inspired you?
I have kind of floated in and out of music my whole life. And it's interesting that we're right here around Black History Month because when I was 6 years old, that was my first solo. And I had to sing a song about Martin Luther King.
Really?
And it was like, that was the only song I really just knew. we had this downstairs room in my house growing up, and there was a microphone because my mom used to sing on the worship team. So I guess I kind of felt aspired to do music through her. It was like one of those churches where they have a bomb sound system, and she was like one of the lead singers. So every night, every Sunday, every Wednesday, I'm sitting there looking at her like she's a superstar.
Okay.
But that song was the only song I knew. I drove my family crazy because every time we would go downstairs, I would pull the microphone out and I would sing that song, and they got so tired of that song. But that was my thing. Like I knew at a very early age that I wanted to sing because my mama could sing.
I was getting ready to say, you get it from your mama. Is there anybody else in your family that sings, or?
I do have aunts that sing also, so I think it is something that's hereditary on both ends. My father is not a singer, but yeah, I do think that it's something that I pulled through both of them, though.
Because normally, when somebody sings, they're coming from a family that are entertainers, whether they sing or just play instruments or something within the music realm.
Right.
So.
Yeah, but definitely mostly inspired by my mom. It was hearing her sing songs by Yolanda Adams and CeCe Winans, and those are two powerhouse gospel singers. So
they are.
It was just like, wow, she's amazing. I want to be like that. But it's funny because she really never told me I could sing. So it was like I felt like I spent a lot of time trying to prove myself to my mom. And it wasn't until I did this talent show at my high school, I can remember kind of panicking because she was working and I didn't know if she was going to show up. She told me she was going to show up, but like with those plant jobs, they'll throw you into overtime, short notice, and it's like whatever you had planned is over with.
Right.
But just as the show was about to get ready to start, I was sitting there at the lineup getting ready for my placement or whatever. And I happened to look out in the crowd, and it's like, there she was. And I just burst into crying. Burst into tears. Ran over there, hugged her, and I can remember performing that song. I was shaking like a stripper the entire time. And when I got done, she was just like, you were pitch perfect. And it was like, wow. I just got a compliment from my mom.
Well, I guess maybe her style is if she don't tell you anything negative, then you're doing it good.
I really I don't know what the thing was with that, but I guess she saw so much emotion in me wanting her to be there. And I guess it just kind of pulled it out of her in that particular moment. But that's probably the only time where I really got a real compliment from her, from my voice. But it was powerful. It was powerful.
That's all it needed. So how would you describe, talking about your voice, how would you describe your style of music?
My style of music. Well, I have older parents. I really didn't grow up listening to a lot of the 90s R&B. It was a lot of 80s music. If it wasn't 80s music, it was gospel. My mom had this thing where it was strictly gospel for a while. And it's like, we weren't supposed to listen to mess music. I had an older brother. She would go in the grocery store. He would change the station, and we were ready to snitch on him. Mama, he just turned some mess music on. But it's like, as I got older, I started to explore, more artists. And I realized I'm very versatile. I just like good music. But I'm mostly attached to, like, lyrics. If I can feel the lyrics of the song, I'm not so much into love songs. I like to hear stories.
Okay.
So very drawn to storytellers. But I also just like dynamic beats. So anything from pop, EDM. I don't really like slow, boring all the time. I have my moments. If it's a certain story that I want to tell and I can gravitate to like a soulful beat, then that's that. But a lot of times I'm more drawn to like upbeat, up-tempo. And it's kind of a contradiction with me because I don't really have that, I guess, persona. I come off very calm. So it's like, okay, she got a little edge in there somewhere.
You do come out very calm.
Yeah. But it's like, as a music artist, I don't feel like I match up with that all the way. It's like an explosion, I guess.
Do you switch up once the music come on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And a lot of times when I'm writing, I'm not even thinking. And that's one of the things that I've grown to understand with art. Art is not about thinking. If you're thinking, you're doing it wrong. You're supposed to feel it.
Mm.
So I guess that is when I feel it, I just switch up.
You know it's right. Okay.
I just switch.
Now, I know you mentioned your mom is one of your influences, but are there any other artists that influence your style?
It's quite a few artists that I'm influenced by. For a long time, I was influenced by Janae Aiko because I felt like I could relate to her very well. I feel like she captured more of that calm side of me. But there's also edgier artists like Billie Eilish, different pop EDM artists that I gravitate to also. I like, Frank Ocean when it comes to being calm, but then I can switch into a Lady Gaga. So it's not really a baseline for me. It just whatever I feel in that moment. I can go hop in the car. 1 minute I'm listening to 80s music. 1 minute I'm throwing it all the way back to the 60s. 1 minute I'm listening to 2000. So it's like I don't really have a baseline when it comes to music. I just love music in general.
Right. I'm going to have to introduce you to my friend, Turquoise Music. I call her the international queen of EDM. So shout out to Turquoise.
Yes, I love the EDM.
Definitely have to introduce y'all and get y'all together. She's performed at those, so yeah, she's doing her thing out there.
Yeah, she sounds like a lot of fun.
She is. She is a whole bunch of energy.
That's what I need. She can pull it out of me.
Oh yeah, she's a whole lot of energy. I'm like, girl, you're gonna bottle that up. It's cool. So, art and music is your thing, and that is what you do all the time, right? So, what challenges have you faced being a performer? Especially, I would say, with the different styles of music, because it's like my daughter, she's similar, because she's classically trained, and then being African American, people be looking like, what? She's a lot of times she can be like the only little chocolate drop in the orchestra.
And see, I love classical music also. Like, that's my thing when I'm going to bed at night, or if I'm just stressed, like, I might turn on Moonlight Saga and just sit there and listen to it for hours. But I feel like music is very healing, so I don't really restrict myself. And I feel like that is one of the challenges, is that as a woman of color, we do stick more so to R&B and maybe some jazz, but it's not a lot of pop or EDM when it comes to that. And it's kind of sad because you do want to share these things with your people, but at the same time, I feel like it does give you the opportunity to connect with others in a major way. And
you stand out because they always know it's the black girl.
Yeah.
You definitely stand out.
Yeah. I think even with my EP, it's like a lot of people listen to it, and it's like, you sound like the Black Madonna, and it's like,
okay. He's like, okay.
I don't know what that means, but I mean, she's a superstar, so I guess it's good.
Yeah. But any challenges you face?
Challenges, in the most part, I'll say my challenges stem more so from being a young mother. I feel like that kind of restricted me from how much time I could spend in pursuing music. I kind of had to put a lot of that on the back burner for a long time. But after a while, you always come back to it, I feel. So I don't really feel like I'm restricted by challenge. I feel like I face everything with optimism,
Mhm.
and any type of fear or any type of restriction, I'm ready to bulldoze it.
So, what would you say to young mothers that still want to pursue their music? What's a way that you've, I guess, made that balance?
Well, now we're in the age of social media and everybody's online, so it's not really something that you have to hide anymore. You know, you can get up and start doing cover songs every day.
Mhm.
Just pull out your video camera, record yourself doing the cover song, find a little karaoke to whatever song you like, or just writing on the daily. I think I started writing as early as 7 years old, and I used to just look in the mirror and pretend that I was in a music video. And I can remember not too long ago, my daughter said, well, if you're listening to a song and you can't imagine yourself being in a music video, then you're doing it wrong.
Oh,
So,
wow.
so it's just that imagination and staying intact with that, like not ever making it something that is a job for you. If you have a child and you want to do music, just do music.
Mhm. Okay. So, going back to your music, are there specific messages or that you like to convey through your music? I mean, what do what you're talking about your feelings?
Mhm.
So how do you construct all that, and what are you're wanting the audience to gain?
I feel like now as I'm getting older, I do tend to steer more towards healing and being able to have others relate to my journey. I guess being more vulnerable with what I write, but I can't really I can't really say that I focus a lot on what I'm going to say, because when I'm writing, a lot of times it just comes to me, whatever the
Mhm.
beat is saying.
Mhm.
So it's not premeditated.
Mhm. So you just based on the feelings, and then you just let
Mhm.
it take its
Mhm.
natural course.
Right.
Okay. Now we was talking about that's on the social media. It's here to stay,
It is.
and it's a beast.
It is. It makes the playing field a little harder because there's a lot more competition out there. It's not like when you could just walk into a little boom joint and stand on the stage and it's like, oh, she's a star. You're competing with other people, but
I guess it's almost like that double-edged sword, because it makes it harder because it's everybody's doing it,
Mhm.
but it makes it easier because now you're not, I guess, a slave to the music companies
Right.
or the music labels.
Right.
You can truly do it yourself.
And if you're someone that's not, in an area like Atlanta, you can still be seen.
Mm-hmm.
So it does have its pros and cons. I think the nostalgia in me, like I always felt like I wanted to be one of those people in the 60s, 50s that just stood on stage and sang, and everybody's like, "Oh, who's that?" that I love looking at dated movies. What is it, Sparkle and Dream Girls? Like that's something that I do wish I could have done, but I feel like I'm here.
You do your own.
I'm here.
Where do you see yourself going in this music game? Because, like we was talking about, the stereotypical, you know, uh, African American is normally to either hip hop or an R&B.
Mhm.
But being that you have a definitely plethora of different genres, what would be your thing? Where do you see yourself going?
Ultimately, I'm not so much in the position where it's like my ambition is to be the greatest of the greatest. I'm more so aimed at healing. I want to be able to heal people with my music. So it's like I can see that I'm still maturing as far as what direction I want to take that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I want to be able to offer more so value than control. I don't want to just produce music and people are losing their minds behind it, like a lot of these 808s and things. Like, I want to be able to offer some type of medicine through my music.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to introduce you to Danelle Porche. Shout out to Danelle. Yes, because she's looking to partner with someone. There's, then that is the overarching umbrella is healing.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely gonna have to. Matter of fact, she'll be here tomorrow. She says she'll be here tomorrow.
I look forward to it.
Definitely. So I like that. Now, with all this crap, for as the saturation of the music game, then you being your parent, mother. How do you stay motivated to continue in this music thing and not just like?
Well, I want to be an example for my daughter that you can dream. That society does not have to change the way that you view yourself and what you feel that you're capable of. So, even through the adversity, you can still be whatever it is that you want to become. And that's been my main motivation through it all.
Okay. So, what is your creative process for creating your songs of healing?
So for healing, I kind of just move off of my emotion. I try to understand my emotion more so as far as if it's coming from a place of ego, is it coming from a wounded child, wounded father, mother, and then I try to present that in a way that other people can grasp it. Because everyone isn't, as deep into spirituality as I might be. So it's like, how can I bring it to their level?
Okay. Any upcoming projects you got going on or collaborations?
Well, right now I've been really focused on learning how to play the acoustic guitar.
Okay.
It is a dream of mine to be able to accompany myself and be able to have just full control over my music. As far as what I want things to sound like, what tone I want to bring to it.
Like Indiari?
Yes.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah, so it's a process, but I'm very inspired. I have a tattoo of a guitar on my arm. I got my first guitar when I was 10, and my dad gave that to me, and it was just like, okay, I have a guitar, but am I ever gonna learn how to play it? And I ended up pawning it, I think, when I was 22, not thinking, and it just happened to come back around to me about a year ago. I was like, let me try to learn myself. Let me try teaching myself. And it is so much peace. I named my guitar Serendipity. It's so much peace and just sitting there and learning it and watching, feeling myself progress, becoming more comfortable with strumming, and it's very enjoyable.
So, how are you teaching yourself to play? Are you particular YouTube, or what are you doing? What's your process?
Every resource that I can find. I've used Simply Guitar. I've used YouTube. I have a friend that plays the guitar, and I will say that he inspired me to start. And I can remember him saying, a lot of times I don't even know what I'm doing. I just do it.
Okay.
But he the video that I posted on Instagram of my, I guess, the acoustic version.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that was him playing. So I'll say in the next month we're going to be doing a lot more collaborating and doing more acoustic stuff, and I look forward to that.
Well, give him a shout out.
Yes, the Brian Love. He's an amazing guitarist. He's also an artist as well. Very lyrical, very profound.
Oh, we're gonna have to think about on the next showcase.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
It would be awesome.
Yes. So I always ask this at the end, for just What advice have you given? What has been the best advice have you given? And what is the best advice has been given to you?
The best advice that I have given, I feel like it's kind of generic, but it's so true for me.
Mm-hmm.
It express yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever put yourself in a position where you're not expressing who you are or you don't know who you are. Take the time to figure that out so that you can present it to the world,
Mm-hmm.
because it's somebody that needs to see it. And 9 times out of 10, you need to see it. So it's keeping those dreams alive, staying ambitious, staying optimistic, and knowing who you are. The best advice that I have been given is to let go of control.
Okay.
To let go of control, because a lot of times when you're overly controlling things, you're putting restrictions on yourself.
You
And
probably miss stuff.
you're losing opportunities. So just being able to go with the flow, I feel, is becoming a very important thing for me.
Okay. I like that. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Well, that was some great conversations. So we're going to move on to some hot topics. Okay. Being the best version of yourself. So let me ask y'all this. So I don't know if you saw this article where Wiz Khalifa was talking about being high when he attends his 10-year-old's parent teacher conferences, because he quotes in this from the Source magazine that they know what's up. It's not like back in the day where you're considered a bad parent if you smoke weed. I'm pretty sure my son smells like weed. I don't know because I can't smell, but I'm pretty sure he smells like pot. Then he goes on and said that the smoking weed, um, they that gives everybody the best of him. He's more real, and it's like I don't smoke weed, but I just wonder if you're under the influence of anything, how is that giving yourself the best of?
I do smoke weed.
So tell me.
I think with any substance, it's presenting. You can't be your authentic self under a substance, because one is either numbing something that needs to be healed, or even for me, I don't know how other people are. I've heard other people agree to this, but for me, if you're smoking daily, you don't even dream. So if you're not dreaming, like that's an issue with your imagination. And your imagination is a direct link to God. So it's like you can't really rely, you don't want to rely on a substance to be your authentic self, because your authentic self doesn't require any of that. Your authentic self just is. As far as him, going to school and his son, I I feel like he's creating an identity out of that, and that comes from a place of ego.
Mm.
And your highest consciousness is spirit. So when you're giving the ego that much control, that's not really a positive thing.
Yeah, and then he made a statement of back in the day when you considered a bad parent. I think it's still considered a bad parent, especially if your son comes to school smelling like weed, but you don't even know because you can't smell it because you smoke so much weed.
Yeah.
Like something wrong with that. I say, but I'm not here to judge. But I guess it's just for me. It's like, that's a bit much.
It's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot. And then you telling everybody, yeah. They expect it.
At that point, you've given it control.
You can't. Then there was two things that bother me: that you don't even know that your son is smelling like weed, but you already think that he smells like weed, and the fact that you can't be real without it. You can't be yourself without being under the influence.
Right, and that's a problem.
That is the problem.
Because what happens when you don't have it?
Because then he's not being. He said without it, he don't want to come across as this fake parent. How's you a fake parent? Just be a parent.
Yeah, 'cause
I said like this. Excuse me. When you are smoking, you should have a room in your house. You're a big man, so you got a big car. I mean, a big house, enough to have a room that you go in and do your smoking or go outside. Don't have your kid going to school smelling like that. Because then everybody's gonna think that he's the one that's doing the smoking, and they will expel him just because he smell like it. So go yourself in a room where you do that. Nobody else comes in there unless they smoking with you. And then if not, go outside. What's wrong with going outside of your house?
I think because of his stardom or whatever, I'm sure he's in that his son is in a those private type of school, and they won't expel him because of who his father is. But then, what are you teaching your son?
right.
What are you teaching him? If he's why not? You might as well just pass it on to him because he's already catching contact.
Mhm.
He's already absorbing all this stuff. You're not to me. You're not even giving your child a chance
Right, to be himself.
to be himself because now he's believing he has to be under influence to be the best of himself.
Mhm.
So like, that's crazy. Maybe because he was probably under influence. That
Yeah,
is,
I can't vouch for that one.
yeah. It's like how can you be the best version in being high? I don't know, but like I said, I don't judge. That's like to each his own.
Mhm.
But I guess that's that control in me. It's like that's giving something
Right,
control.
right. And
But
that's it. It's altering your state of consciousness.
mhm.
And so you can't be the great I am with an altered state of consciousness. You're falling into a lower level, a lower construct. So I definitely wouldn't condone that as far as having to have a substance in order to express yourself.
That or around your kids like that. And
Mhm.
he's 10.
Yeah,
He's 10.
your true nature is already within you. It doesn't need any type of um, boost or
Hmm.
substance in order to wake it up.
Yes.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that think that they can't even have studio time without smoking weed.
Because they've
It,
done it for so long.
yeah, and then they feel like that helps them relax and let out what they need to let out lyrically, I guess.
It can be helpful when it's not abused.
Hmm.
But if it's something that you have to have, like it might be a particular moment where you might have writer's block and you might reach for that blunt and then the rhythm starts flowing. I've had those moments.
Hmm.
But if it's something that you just die hard have to have every time you get in the studio, how can you even call yourself a real artist? You can't even present music from your true nature because it's always a question of what happens when you don't have it.
Right. And you can't function without it.
Right. That's control.
That's control. I agree. Totally agree. Moving on to my next hot topics. I don't know if y'all saw this video going around, but there's a video going around about pole dancing being introduced to young girls as exercising.
I've seen.
And it's like,
I mean, it's tempting, but
what
not for
messages
young
we
girls.
doing?
Not for young girls.
You see the young girls flipping and doing all this other stuff and gyrating, and it's like we're talking about young girls, talking about 5 to 10.
But I mean, when you look at a lot of these dance teams and these cheer squads,
This is
they're
true. They doing it all.
they've already been conditioned. This is just the next step in the sequence.
I didn't think about that because like your majorette type dancing where you're bucking and doing all this stuff.
Leotards,
Yeah.
cheeks all out. I mean, it's
And you're gyrating, you're bucking, you're doing it all.
mhm.
I was like, oh, oh, that's a lot.
It's
The pole
crazy.
dancing is a lot.
I can remember cheering, and I wasn't like I guess the tumbling gymnastics cheerleader. I did the basketball cheerleading, and they kind of known for gyrating. But I can remember being at the practice, and she was like, "Get down low like you in the club," and I was in high school at that point. So it's
Gosh, they shouldn't know anything about the club.
it's definitely already been conditioned. Like this is just
So what would be the difference between a gymnastics? So you have to think about that because they're in their little leotards and butt cheeks out, and these are young girls, just flipping and doing all kind of stuff, especially like the floor dance, that floor, whatever they call it. And they're dancing, they're doing whatever. What would be the difference? Is that a mindset? Are we just, are we, am I gotten old? I'm one of those.
I guess it's all in the judgment.
Yeah.
The perception of it, but you still got two wrongs. You still got two wrongs.
Because gymnastics is acceptable.
It is.
And they're not doing too much difference.
They're not. But that's life, though. It's always something that they'll accept.
True.
And something that they won't just because of what they associate it with.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. Anything you got to say?
I think it's actually sexualizing the innocence of the kids. There's a lot of men out here that love to look at shit like that. And it's being thrown right in their face. They don't have to go find somewhere to get it. It's being thrown right in your face.
But what would be the difference between that and gymnastics? That's my question.
My thing is, it's recently where the clothes I study getting skimpier and skimpier in gymnastics and cheerleading and these dance groups and all this here type of stuff. If they wasn't making the stuff so skimpy, it wouldn't be so easy for pedophiles and stuff to get their rocks off looking at little kids or trying to get to little kids. Like them beauty pageants. The kids are 4, 5, 6, 7 years old with makeup on, looking and dressing like grown people.
I would agree with you that, but gymnastics, they have always been in little bitty leotards.
But recently they've gotten smaller, meaning that they'll be in leotards, but they're tighter, they're smaller, as in the clothes wise, so it looks like they're more naked, or shall I say? That's not a word, but it's weird to me that you don't want these pedophiles and stuff around your girls or your kids, but you're study doing things to make it to where this pedophile wants this kid even more. So why put that out there?
I mean, but I guess in the flip side, a pedophile is a pedophile, whether she fully clothed or just something warped in their brain. Now, I get what you're saying. You ain't making it any easier, but they still gonna want what they want.
Yeah, they're making it easier for the pedophile to see what he wants. They less clothes mean I get to see more of what I want. It's not as hard as back in the days. I have to imagine.
You got internet for that,
Right.
So, where do you balance off technology and advancement versus trying to stop somebody that's already warped?
My thing is, why are you teaching that young of an age how to pole dance? That is not an exercise.
I beg to differ. It is very. Those girls are very athletic.
You may get exercise from it, but the whole purpose of a pole dance is to entice a man into doing stuff, paying bills, giving you money and stuff like that. That's to entice somebody to do something for you. That's not to teach a kid exercise. That's what you got: jumping jacks, push-ups, weights. You can do all that. Don't be putting my damn daughter on over that damn pole talking about this is exercise. No, fuck you.
So I guess that's a big no.
Hell no.
The children don't have no business on the pole. Now, as far as women, they do have the little fitness, the pole fitness, and I do see the benefits in that. It's a lot of movements that we don't do on the day-to-day, and it strengthens certain areas. But as far as little
Little
girls,
girls, that's like, ooh.
you're pushing it.
Because like I said, then it's like, okay, somebody can make that argument. What's the difference between that and gymnastics?
But it's a psychological war, going on below the surface, and it's all about taking the innocence of the child, for boys and girls. So that's it's not surprising.
That's the thing. Pole dancing is for older people, so they can, for those women that are old enough, they can do some extra things in the bedroom, or they can entice their man more. And if you go that way, the men can entice their men more, whatever the case may be. But not for no dang on kid. I just don't get that. I don't get how that is okay. Just like with, I know I may get culture canceled or whatever you call this, but I don't give a fuck. Just like when they're teaching kids how to be transgender in younger ages, let that happen naturally. If that's what they want, that's what they want. Don't be teaching them the ABCs of being gay. I don't get that. Got y'all quiet, that motherfucker.
See, I have slightly mixed emotions on that, only because there are children that have been bullied and murdered behind being homosexual, and it's like at some point you do got to inform that somebody is different so that they're not being targeted. So I don't really know. I haven't sat in any of the classes to know what the teachers are bringing to the table. But as far as the awareness, I don't see anything wrong with the awareness. I don't feel like anything needs to be taught, but I do feel like it needs to be known, hey, this person is different, and that's okay.
Tolerance,
right,
needs to be taught. Tolerance, because there are kids that feel that they know what they like, or they whatever, for whatever age they all if you talk to somebody a lot of times when they're, for if they're gay or whatever, they always knew they were different. So teaching tolerance to whoever is different, that's what I support.
And I think another of the big things in society is that people automatically sexualize being gay. And I've had friends that were gay, but they were completely abstinent. I never saw them date anybody. That was just their personality and their nature. So, when we're talking about children, just because a child is gay doesn't mean that they're out there looking, for sexual encounters. This might just be the nature and how they carry themselves. So they need to also understand that within themselves. I wouldn't put it, as something that a teacher needs to teach, because us finding ourselves is nothing that's really taught in school. Nobody taught me, how to find myself. So I don't feel like that's necessary. But as far as not always associating being gay to a sexual thing, like sometimes it's just the nature of the person. It has nothing to do with sex in general.
Gotcha.
Now, I don't have a problem with teaching tolerance to it. Excuse me. But I do have a problem with them teaching how to be gay. There's a difference between how to be gay and tolerance. And don't teach them how to be gay. Just teach them that there's this, gay people in the world. They just people just like everybody else. Stay out their bedroom. They stay out your bedroom. It is what it is. But don't be teaching them, okay, this is what gay people do. And sometimes, most of the time, it's about the sexuality. This is why they gay, because they like this or something like that. And I seen this thing on one of them social medias where the dude went into a bookstore, and he picked up a book that says teaching kids the gay BCs, like the ABCs, but in gay form. I don't like that. at all.
Well, that's when, because we're in a country that you can do what you want to do. You can express or however you can, communicate however. But that's when you being as a parent, you have to be mindful and step in and make sure you monitor what your child is watching until they're at an age they can truly understand.
And people look at this like it's something brand new. Like if you take the time, figure out who King James was. King James was a pedophile. And we read the Bible. All of us have a Bible. We don't even know who the author behind the book that's being issued. So it's like these are spells that have already been set in place. We're just seeing them manifest in our reality. But this is stuff that has been going on as long as time. Like this is not something that's brand new.
True.
We're just seeing this new age version of it.
It's just putting it out there
Mm-hmm.
more than just
But
it.
it's always been there, but it's definitely a controversial thing because a lot of if you sit and talk with different gays, a lot of them have been sexually abused and didn't even know that they were in that position
Right.
for that to happen. So it's like children do need to know to a certain extent. You can't protect yourself from something that you're not aware of. You can't heal from something that you're not conscious of. So it's the level of maturity that needs to be applied. Everybody needs to be accountable as far as the teachers. Like it's not something that we need to be conditioning, but it's just building that awareness in a mature and necessary way.
Agree. All right. Let's move on to the real ass question of the day. All right. Got one for y'all.
Let's hear it.
All right. You've been invited to a birthday party where you're bringing your daughter and, or you bring a niece or a child, to a child's birthday party. You walk in and there are these little girls from 3 to, let's see, they're still kids. They say 3 to 10 or whatever, singing and saying this: hands on your knees, ho, hands on your knees. Shake your ass for Drake. Now shake your ass for me. Hands on your knees, hands on your knees. And the adults are sitting around cheering and filming this. What do you say to your friend? Yeah, I saw that too and I was disturbed.
I'm just gonna have to politely, turn around and go back out the door I came through. Let them have that. I have a 10-year-old, and even she wouldn't be going for that.
Like, can you imagine a 3-year-old singing this with a microphone? I don't know. Have you seen that video?
I have not.
A whole group of them.
Yeah.
I have not, and I would have immediately turned around as soon as I seen that and took my daughter or son or whatever the case may be back at that house and told the friend, I would never be bringing my child to another one of your kids' birthday party things.
But I mean, the little girl was just shaking her knees, shaking her legs, and she was performing. So she's done this many a times before because she knew the word. And I personally, I was like, what is she saying? I had to go to the comments because I don't listen to Sexy Red. And I was like, oh my God, is this what this little girl is saying? Because all she can say, hand on your knees, hand on your knees. It's like
the psychological war.
I was disturbed. That's like, oh my God, when I found out exactly what she's saying, I was like, I was disturbed. And she couldn't be no more than like 3 years old.
And being recorded and posted.
Yes. And there was a whole bunch of little kids. It wasn't just, she was the one on the microphone, but all the little kids dancing around and hands on your knees, hands on your knees. That's like,
her height, man, with her.
And the parents. And it's like, who thought this was cool?
That's dumb as hell. Just like a couple of years ago, they had a little boy walking around smoking blunts. This little dude couldn't have been no more than between 6 and maybe 10, walking around smoking actual blunts, and the parents sitting there recording them. How the fuck do you think that that's okay for the kid to smoke dope?
But do you say if that's your friend? Do you say anything to your friend? Do you
Oh,
check your friend?
Yes,
we don't have
definitely.
friends.
Off tops, you gonna say something to that like, what the fuck are you doing?
And they're like,
Man,
"This my
why you?
child."
Well, yeah, it's your child, but you damaging this kid before this kid can even fully develop. What the fuck are you doing? Well, it's my business. Well, okay, it's your business. It's your child. Something happens to your child because you got them smoking weed, not fully developed, not even understanding what the fuck they doing, and something happens to them. Then what?
Do you still remain friends? How about that?
We would never been friends.
But you didn't know that until you walked into there, and then you was like, "Oh my god."
My friends would never. We wouldn't even been friends because you got it. It has to be some type of personality trait in order for that to even go down, and there's just no way. Energy is powerful, and I would have felt that energy from a mile away. We would even befriended each other, but even if we were acquaintances, there might be more so something that would be possible. As an acquaintance, I probably would say something.
Because what if it's like your coworker, and you like they know y'all talk or whatever, and y'all got you got kids of the same age. You're like, "Hey, come to my kid's birthday party," and then you walk in on this. How do you go back to work with that? I mean, because now he's like, "I'm out," and then she looking at you side eye. "Oh, you think you do good?" Now you got this energy at work. It's something else.
See, that's the case of I don't give a fuck about you, being mad at me because I don't want my child to see your daughter over there doing this grown folk ass dance and
And singing
talking,
these
singing, and
songs.
saying all these damn languages. I'm not gonna allow my kid to do it. Why would I allow my kid to watch it?
Yes.
So no, you ain't. You just a damn coworker. You don't pay me. I don't pay you. You do what you do. I'm gonna do what I do.
But yeah, I was disturbed, and I would if that was my friend, I was like, well, I would definitely have to check her, and then I would definitely I'm gonna have to back off because it's like I can't even be a part of this. This is a mess. So you're like you talking about your mom with the mess music. This is some mess parenting.
Times 10, because that's crazy.
Yeah, I was disturbed because I was like, "What hands on your knee? Why would she say?" And then like I said, when I went and actually looked at the words, the research, because I couldn't understand what she's saying, but them kids knew what she was saying. I was like, "Oh my god,
Probably can't even read a book.
no!" But she know the words of that damn song.
Hell, the parents probably can't even read a book.
They know the words of that damn song. It's like craziness. All right, we're gonna move on to let's celebrating some Black excellence. All right, every week we recognize and we celebrate the achievements and contributions African Americans have made to this country. Today, we celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day holiday. So every year we come together to celebrate and honor the enduring life and profound legacy of the esteemed civil rights icon, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The holiday is observed on the third Monday of January. King, as you know, was assassinated in 1968, but it wasn't until 1983, during the Reagan administration, that the holiday was established. And it wasn't until 1986 that Martin Luther King Day became observed in the United States. And it wasn't until the 2000s when every state recognized this as a holiday. So it's crucial to remember that this day is not just a celebration of progress, but a reminder of the journey ahead towards achieving racial equality. So I encourage everyone to use this moment to reflect on what his legacy personally means to you. So today, we salute Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. for your contributions to making this country great. Announcements. Of course, we got the United Expressions Showcase on January 27th at 7 p.m. We have some amazing artists gracing the stage together for one night only. So our spoken word artists, we have Sonale, Justin Payton, and Free Will. Afrobeats and hip hop, we have Rec 442, and our soul and pop artists, we have the beautiful Miss Kym Alika. And we also have some special appearances from Seven, Jamesia J, and Dirty R3D, doing some couple of selections there. Also, in the announcements, the hit stage play Struggles of a Father's Love is coming back on June 8th. Embark on an emotional journey with our powerful play, delving into the struggles of a father navigating connections with his son and reconciling a strained relationship with his own father. This heart wrenching and thought provoking narrative is a pungent exploration of family dynamics that will resonate with anyone who's faced challenges in their own relationships. So join us for a moving experience filled with original music and performances that uplift the resilience of fathers fighting for meaningful connections with their children. Immerse yourself in this compelling story of love, growth, and perseverance. So tickets go on sale soon. Follow us on SOAFL underscore stage play, June 8th. Give me some claps. There we go. All right, and that is our show. But before we close, we need to pay some bills. So here's a word from our sponsor, Terradome Entertainment. Terradome Entertainment. We turn your fear of dreaming into amazing realities. If your dream is to become a photographer, we have a nice intimate photo studio just for you. If you want to record that next hit song or do voiceover work, we have a state-of-the-art studio also for you. If you want to professionally record your own podcast, well, we have that too. Check us out at www.terradomeentertainment.com. We are the only ones to turn your fear of dreaming into amazing realities. All right. So shout out to Dude over there, producer extraordinaire, for some of those beats. So if you have any questions or comments, email us at info@terradomeent.com. That's info@terradomeent.com. So any final words, DJ Talented?
Let kids be kids. Let them grow up as a child would grow up normally. Don't be trying to put them on no poles. Don't be trying to teach them the ABCs. Just let them grow to be who they're going to be as grown adults. My final words.
All right. Miss Kym Alika, final words from you.
Final words. Keep dreaming. Keep dreaming. Don't give up on yourself. Stay motivated. Stay optimistic. Stay focused.
All right. And the real ass quote of the day. There comes a time when one must take a position that is neither safe, nor politic, nor popular, but he must take it because conscience tell him it is right. By Dr. Martin Luther King. Again, I encourage everyone to use this moment to reflect on his legacy and what it personally means to you. So, and that is our show. So join us live every Saturday at noon for the Power Hour with the Real Ass People Society crew here on Terradome Entertainment Radio. And catch the replay of this show and others on Terradome ENT Radio. Nope. Yep. Rep. Terradome.
Oh my God.
Whatever. TerradomeENTRadio.com or on all your podcast apps. And you can hit us up on IG at Power Hour _raps_crew. I am your president, Ms. Entertainment. You can contact me at MIZZ_entertainment_ATL. And my chief entertainment officer,
DJ Talented _1 on all social media.
All right, Kym.
At Kym Alika on all social media platforms.
All right. As always, I'll leave you with this. Be kind to each other. Love one another. Keep God first. Thank you for joining. Stay safe. And we're out.